everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing a video all about the Narciso Rodriguez For Her range of perfumes. At the moment there are 4 different ones and I want to take you through and explain the difference between them all. They all come in that same bottle, 3 of them are pink, 1 of them's black, so I'll explain it all to you guys. But first, if you're new here, then welcome. We're all about perfumes, so do check out my hundreds of other perfume videos. And if you're a regular who hasn't subscribed yet, then do hit the subscribe button and show your support. I really appreciate it. And thank you to everyone who got me over the 30,000 subs mark this past week. Very exciting. And as always, I'll leave links to where you can buy these in the US, UK, Canada, Australia, Europe. So Narciso Rodriguez, probably more well known for the perfume and then as a designer of like fashion couture. They have so many perfumes, and the ones that we're covering in this video are the ones called For Her that come in a tall, thin bottle, not the ones just called Narciso that come in the square bottle. And these have been around for a long time. The original's been out over 10 years and it is a bestseller, and it's a perfume that I recommend all the time. I really rate it, and I've never like got bored of it. It's not sort of like a fad, it's just a solid good perfume. So if you've never tried it, then you're definitely missing out. You should definitely try it. So let's start with the originals, Narciso Rodriguez For Her, Eau De Toilette and Eau De Parfum. Now these, all 4 of them are powdery perfumes, but this isn't powdery in a suffocating talcum powder old-fashioned way. It's powdery in a clean way, kind of like the smell of makeup almost. It's very clean, it's feminine, but it's sophisticated. So I'm gonna start off with the Eau De Toilette. Now the Eau De Toilette's the original and it comes in an all black bottle. I have it in a little mini here. So you get the powderiness straight away. It's kind of like the smell of makeup, you know, when you open a makeup, an eyeshadow smell, that kind of thing. It's that powderiness and then a little bit of fresh floral. So there's osmanthus in here and there's orange flower in here. And after the powder, those are kind of the ones you get, but it isn't a floral perfume, I'd say. It's a powdery perfume. It has a hint of Coco Mademoiselle, that same sort of feminine floral powdery. But what is amazing about this is it doesn't act like an Eau De Toilette. It performs like an Eau De Parfum. So if anything, I would say the Eau De Toilette is stronger than the Eau De Parfum for having better projection. I've just put 1 spray on just now and I can smell it all around me, and I know that that will last for hours and hours and hours and hours. These are probably one of the best mainstream perfumes you can get for lasting. You've also got a bit of vetiver in here, which adds a slightly sharpness to it. But overall, it's a feminine, powdery smell, amazing for lasting. So now let's compare it to the Eau De Toilette. Now let's compare it to the Eau De Parfum. So the Eau De Parfum comes in a pink bottle. I'll spray this on the other wrist here. So this is kind of the same but different. So in the Eau De Parfum, what they've done is they've changed the notes a bit. So the main note is still powdery. It still has that same Narciso Rodriguez powdery smell, but they've added a rose in there. They've added peach and they've added a bit of patchouli as well. So what happens is it becomes a little bit more rosy, and then the peach makes it a little bit more sort of wholesome, if that makes sense. Rather than just being flowery, it's a slightly fruity flower. But what's really noticeable about this is it's much more delicate and light than the Eau De Toilette, which has that powerful vetiver in, osmanthus. You know, it's the Eau De Toilette is much more cleaner. It's like wake up in the morning, whereas this is more like subtle demure. And that's why I feel like the Eau De Toilette, it performs more like an Eau De Parfum than the Eau De Parfum does, because the Eau De Parfum is much more subtle. It's still great for lasting, don't get me wrong, it's not weak, it's not lame or anything like that. It's just got a more closer feel to it. It feels more like, you know, something close to your skin. It's the kind of perfume that you want to wear, but it's to keep to yourself, whereas the Eau De Toilette is more like you're fine with everyone being able to smell how clean and powdery you smell, if that makes sense. But the longer you keep them on, the more they start to smell the same. But you know what is so annoying and confusing about these perfumes is, so the Eau De Toilette's black bottle, the Eau De Parfum's pink bottle, but the packaging is the opposite. So the Eau De Toilette, which is black bottle, comes in a pink box, and the Eau De Parfum, which is the pink bottle, comes in a black box. So when we used to sell this, people would often get really confused and return and get the wrong one, blah, blah, blah. And you know, if someone's getting a gift, they're like, well, I see the bottle every day, it's pink, it's the pink one they have. They go and get the pink box and you open it up and it's black inside, you know? So I think that is a silly mistake of, it's just adding confusion for no good reason. But there you go. So yeah, like, if you want a perfume for the office, you want something that works day to night, something clean, professional, womanly, inoffensive, I can't imagine anyone not liking this, then totally recommend these two. And I do recommend the Eau De Toilette over the Eau De Parfum, and it's about £10 cheaper as well. So we now come on to the bright hot pink ones, which are called Fleur Musk. So this Eau De Parfum came out quite a few years ago, and then more recently, like about 6 months ago, they brought it out in an Eau De Toilette version. I have the Eau De Parfum here. So this is like a more floral version of Narciso Rodriguez, okay? So the rose from the Eau De Parfum here plays a much stronger note. So it's powder and rose. You immediately get the rose, whereas in the Eau De Parfum, you immediately get the powder and then the rose. But what they also have in here is peony, and you know I love peony, which adds a light, fresh, more feminine, more girly than the originals, which are very clean. They're not unisex, but they're just clean and neutral. This is rose, this is peony, this is definitely very female smell. It has a bit of pink pepper in, it has a bit of violets in that give it that makeup type smell. So if you find the originals a bit too simple, I guess, and you like your roses, then this is a really great rose perfume, because unlike something like Miss Dior Rose and Roses, which smells lovely but lasts about 5 minutes, this is gonna last like all day, just like the original Narciso Rodriguez for her. So I really rate this as a great rose perfume. If you like your peonies, you like your musks, you like your perfumes that smell a bit like makeup, I think you'll also like this as well. But it's not too overpoweringly floral to be inappropriate for work or anything. It would still be fine for the office, I think. So they then released this Eau De Toilette, and I was excited because I prefer the Eau De Toilette to the Eau De Parfum of the original. So I was like, oh, what's this gonna be? And I found the Eau De Toilette so underwhelming. So the bottle is pink again, but it kind of has this transparent outer layer to it, whereas the Eau De Parfum is just full pink. It basically smells pretty much the same. I don't feel it was required or needed. I think they should have changed it a bit and made it a perfume in its own rights. I just don't understand. It's just like a weaker version of the Eau De Parfum. It doesn't have the peony in, but it's still that powder, rose, pink pepper, has patchouli like the Eau De Parfum does. I just don't understand what they were thinking when they brought this out. So yeah, I didn't buy it. I am not going to buy it, and just get the Eau De Parfum in the Fleur version, unless you want to save money and get the Eau De Toilette. But I don't understand why it exists, and I've noticed that I don't think it's done very well, because I don't really hear anyone talking about it, and yeah, I just don't get it. Please explain. So Narciso Rodriguez for her also has lots of lovely body products, body creams, shower gels. You can really get into the smell, the fragrance, and there's so many different sizes. I've seen they've even brought out like this massive size, because people do just love it, and it tends to be one of those perfumes that people wear and it becomes their signature scent. And I know people that do wear this, and it just reminds me of them. I can smell them before I see them. Say like they've been in an elevator before me, I can smell it in the elevator. It's one of those perfumes that just has that aura and lasting power around a person. You can really smell it on them. I think it's fantastic value for money. It's not super cheap, but it's not super expensive either. But your value for money is amazing because you need just a couple of sprays and then, you know, you're good to go. It's really good. So yeah, so that's it guys. So let me know what you think of Narciso Rodriguez for her. What do you think of the new floral Musc Eau De Toilette? Let me know in the comments, and keep your requests coming for other videos. I do read all your comments and I do try and do your requests. But that's it guys. So thanks so much for watching as always, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.